FICCI FLO. When you are building in an emerging industry, there is no template to follow. How did you identify opportunities and turn them into something sustainable, particularly in a space that is still evolving? What made you choose this area, and what gave you the conviction to step in this early? How did you navigate the uncertainty of building something new? Lots of questions?
Lots of questions.
Yeah, but I think this will kind of set the foundation for us.
Thank you for having me. I think it's such a pleasure to be in a room full of women on a Sunday afternoon. And yes, thank you for welcoming me back home. I've been coming to Delhi quite often now because we'll be opening Dhun very soon in Delhi, and I've come to realize how much I've missed this city. So thanks for bringing me back.
This is your potential customer base. So you should be offering us heavy discounts? Yes, ladies? Right. Tell us how it all started.
So to answer your question, it wasn't such a crystallized idea right from the start. I have always had an interest in wellness, and when I mean wellness, because the term is used in various perspectives and connotations, was caring for the human body in a holistic and gentle and sustainable manner. My grandfather was a homeopath, so trying to understand the body with signs and signals rather than just symptoms was ingrained in me from a very young age. My mother would always ask me, if any of you use homeopathy, what does your cough feel like? What does your nose feel like? Is it scratchy? Is it burny? And those kinds of questions helped me to understand that one specific problem has various different root causes. So an acidic throat could be because you've had something spicy, or your stomach is feeling acidic. It's not necessarily just a bad throat for which we have a generic pill. Whereas if it's dry and hoarse, the root cause is something different. It could be that you've had too much ice. And I think from there, understanding why the body functions and why it responds the way that it does, and when the response is actually a reaction, kind of set the foundation for me to take this journey into wellness. And then I realized that, okay, I think I need to really put my money where my mouth is. And I wanted to, not just for the sake of profitability, but rather to create an ecosystem where there are other people like me who want to follow the very same modality of looking after themselves. This idea was germinating during COVID, and I think a lot of us understood that health is actually wealth. So as I started planning out what I really want to do with this idea of wellness, I realized that urban wellness was a space that has never really been tapped. We have resorts that you can go to. Can you all hear me on this side? Okay. Sorry.
That's holistic wellness for you.
There are resorts that you can go to. You can fly across the world. Or you can go to a local doctor who's nearby. But if you need consistent quality care, you need to be able to do it at the point where that stress begins. And my idea was originally for a resort, and I realized I wouldn't go there myself because I don't have the time, even though I have plenty of help, plenty of support, but the one currency we all have in common is time. So I thought to myself, I need to create an urban wellness sanctuary, and then create many of these where I can integrate different modalities of holistic health and wellness. Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, emotional freedom technique, sound healing, bringing the best experts from across the world, because why should the Indian customer have to travel far away? They should be able to come to us. So it was creating a space of not just awareness and access, but empowerment to take quality care into our own hands, have that access, and have sustained continuous access. That's where the idea of Dhun finally reached, from just a seed that was germinating to a space now that is standing strong. I think it's eventually about taking control of your own health your own wellness, whether it is mental, whether it is physical, whether it is burnout, hormonal health, menopause, we need to be in control.
Why the name Dhun? You mentioned sound therapy somewhere.
So,
But is it part of your regimen?
sound therapy? You mean whether I practice it or whether
What you're offering?
Yes, so sound therapy and sound healing
and
is.
the fact that your wellness centers are called Dhun.
So I'll tell you why I came to the name Dhun. Dhun means melody. And to me, I feel that music is a universal language of healing. Anyone, regardless of the language they speak, can listen to a specific frequency and feel a sense of calm. And there are 9 basic frequencies called solfeggio frequencies. And they are the ABCs of Gregorian hymns and Sanskrit chants. And incidentally, each of these 9 solfeggio frequencies corresponds to the 9 different chakras. And so there is actually empirical data and proof that listening to these frequencies actually improves your state of health. And I found it to be such a gentle, inclusive method of care. And more than that, I feel, the universe and planets are always vibrating, and it's in the right resonance that you will find yourself. So I think it was a little bit of spirituality, and it was a little bit of, a new form of, a new modality of care, that I felt that you need to find that dhun within you. Because if all those notes are in harmony, they play a beautiful melody. But if even one key is out of tune, no matter how well you play, it's not going to sound right.
So when you chose to be in this